next thing is the thing or things men misunderstand, dismiss, or minimize about the Black woman's experience with men.
I throw that question back to you. What is the thing or things that you feel like men misunderstand, dismiss, or minimize about the Black woman's experience with us?
Okay, so when I get to talking about how much Black women need to take a moment to reflect and understand men as human beings, there's always that pushback of, but how we like this is because, that whole thing. And the truth is there's absolute 100% validity to that. For every woman who clinches at the idea of submitting to a man, for every woman that is problematic or has an attitude, there are usually not one man, but several, ranging from her father to her uncle to her first boyfriend to her last boyfriend, who are a part of the cause and effect of why she reacts that way. As Dr. Joy DeGruy would put it, it's a appropriate adaptation, to a traumatic experience. And so I think men have to realize that there is a such thing as toxic masculinity, the same as there is a such thing as toxic femininity, and we end up retaliating from our toxic places when we've been hurt, by each other. And we have to be aware of that and find a way to short circuit the process, because if we don't have a way to start off with a clean slate for everybody that we have properly identified is worthy of that, then we're not gonna be able to get out of this rut that we're in. So that's what I think it looks like.
Help me. Am I tripping? She didn't answer his question.
JR, you on mute. You on mute, JR.
What you say?
I was saying she didn't answer his question at all. I mean, it was a good word salad, but am I tripping or? He asked her what should men understand about women and women's plight, and then she went on a tangent. Did I misunderstand?
I was waiting for the answer, Shane. I was waiting too.
No, like I think in the comments that he was
Shout out to her. Shout out to her, but she did not answer his question at all.
No, what I'm gonna say, I can sympathize. Let's take it full circle. Sympathize with a woman who's went through some traumatic events or things like that. But not every woman went through this traumatic situation like she's talking about. So why are they wearing the jacket of I'm not going to be submissive to a man? I don't give a damn about a man. I could do what I want to do. Why are they wearing that jacket? I don't know. I don't know at all. It makes no sense to me. But like I said before, fellas, stop dating men who stop. I'm sorry. Stop dating women. Dating women. Yes, let me say it again because I messed that up. Damn, my bad. Stop dating women who doesn't have fathers or father figures. Those type of women have no respect for a man. They have no understanding of a man. They don't know how to respond or talk to or carry themselves around a man because unfortunately their father was not there for whatever reason. Their father figure wasn't in their life for whatever reason. So leave them women alone. Allow these no shit ass dudes to have them and let them go on about their business on somewhere else. Leave them heifers alone. They don't deserve your attention. Move with the women who's about some shit. Find a woman who's going to jump on your team and who's going to be able to play the running back, and I'll be the quarterback, and we're going to go score this touchdown. Ain't that right, Shannon? We're going to get that. We're going to get that. So, yeah. Misunderstanding things between men. Look, ladies, I know, y'all always want to take it right back over to y'all because that's exactly what she did. But like Jen said, she didn't even answer the question. She beat around the bush and found some way to bring it back over to the women. I mean, bring it back over to the men and not the women. Man, accountability is not their friends. They can't. That's man. That's like kryptonite to these heifers. Man, they will run from it.
I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus.
Right on, brother.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Who was that? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that men need to understand about women is that we have to govern our relationship with them based off of knowledge. So it's based off the knowledge that we have of them. So I understand what Hink is saying, like don't, not to mess with women that don't come from backgrounds of, stable fathers or anything like that. But I think on a deeper level, I think is we need to start understanding the psychology of the women that we are with and that we are dating. What is their background? Or if they didn't have a father growing up, what is the perception that they have of a man? What do they believe a man's role to be? Where do they learn that from? So all of the subconscious things that they learn from childhood about what it means to be with a man or what it means to be a woman, like we need to learn all those things. So you might end up being with a woman that has had a traumatic past. Us governing our relationship with them based on knowledge means we understand how that traumatic past impacts the way they think, the way they feel, and the way they behave based off of that. So we might come to find that out later on after we, really fell for them and got with them that they had this kind of past and we didn't notice about them. But now if we're going to govern our relationship with knowledge, then what is it that we need to do? What are the things that we need to do in order to kind of break whatever negative patterns she has, and understanding if she's even willing to break negative patterns once we bring that to their attention. So if they turn out to be a person that wants to be stuck inside their ways, that doesn't have a desire to change, then we need to know when to pull the plug. So I would kind of just leave it at, we need to have knowledge of who we're dealing with.
Well, Nelson, I would say by the third date, we should know something because I'm interrogating a woman.
You can't expect
So look,
me to be serious.
what are the things that men misunderstand, dismiss, and minimize about women, essentially? Well, there's only 5 things that men really complain about women today, right? Like the fatherless behavior. Let's talk about the fatherless behavior. Then we got the slut behavior. Then we have, that's the hot girl summer, right? The body count, the whole name, sexual liberation, the inauthenticity of women and how they become, like back in the 70s, the Afro, the natural woman was bad and the whole night. Today it's weaves, blonde hair, blue hair, swirlies, lashes, the BBLs. It's the inauthenticity of women. It's like, where are you? What do you look like after you take all that, the tight costume off? The boss chick life. We talk about the woman with the boss chick in that masculine role. And, she's bossing people around at work. And now she's home bossing you around and y'all can't get it together. And it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians at home. And then there's the attention hungry women that just needs attention. That's what social media, I gave them another one. Social media came out and said, now everybody look at me, hit them angles. Drake makes songs about it. Hit them angles and add them filters and look at me. And those likes go up and those comments go up and they get that dopamine hit. And that's the complaints that men have today. And if we removed all those 5 things, we wouldn't have the show. The first 3, I don't have no tolerance for. I don't have no tolerance for the slut behavior. I don't have no tolerance for the inauthentic women. Because the reason why is because when you know better, you do better. When you get older, that's the reason why, if you were raised as a young baby in a bigoted home that was racist in the deep South, and then you moved to the West Coast If you bring that with you, you get everything that comes with you because you know better. You know that what you were taught as a child in your racist home with your parents that hated black people, you learn that was all bullshit. And if you don't adjust your attitude and learn and do better, then then you get what comes to you. Right now, the last two, the boss chick life, the whole masculine role, and the attention hungry women, we need to understand that a little bit more. I think men should understand that. I know we dismiss it. I know we minimize it and say, hey, man, I ain't dealing with no chick that's a boss, or this chick that's all on Instagram and you just love the gram. But we have to understand where that's coming from. And I think, I just think that if men took the time to not necessarily dismiss women who are walking around in a masculine role, I wouldn't want to date one myself, but I'm just saying, for those that's out there, we have to look at what society has created and what they were pit up against and what they were indoctrinated with and brainwashed with. They didn't stand a chance, man. The I'm a strong and independent woman mantra was a cold force to be reckoned with. And if men kind of understand where that came from and who was in charge and who was driving that and what they wanted to get out of that, then I think that we'd be able to stop minimizing it so much and start understanding where women, and I think it can be fixed. I just think it's hard. Of course, the older the women get, it's harder to change. So that's why we're having these conversations with women as young as we possibly can to make sure that they don't fall in the same traps that the older women have with that whole boss chick.
Yes, sir.